it's safe to say that we found more elements of the plot, but it's not really too heavily tied to the main overarching plot.
No, it's all...
Unless we prove ourselves and then they give us permission to look at the ruins up by the Brunin estate, which will then lead us to another plot line. And it's all building up to something, but there isn't some goal that you have from the onset except for the promise of there is a gate somewhere that needs to be closed.
It's very much like a plot that has started but not started. I'm trying to think of good examples of this, where you do a bunch of random Mass Effect.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's I would say like Mass Effect 2, but especially 3.
Actually, a number of BioWare games. Is it because of the way the formula for BioWare games is that there are so many branching things, but there are sections and chapters that eventually lead up to something, and you might not have a villain at the onset or a main goal.
Yeah, but it's kind of one of those, it's like, yeah, Mass Effect 3, you pretty much get out of the tutorial, and sure, you could go potentially beat the final thing, but it's going to go badly for everyone involved, so you have to do all the side stuff first. And it's actually really compelling. Like, Shell and I have been talking about this off-stream. Originally, we kind of poo-pooed this game. We played the first 2 hours, and we're like, yeah, nothing happened. And to be honest, the plot and pacing is still very slow. I wish they had actually just gave us full access to the world and just said, like, go, and then here's a bunch of...
It made us want to play more, to find the plot. And now we're starting to find threads of the plot, except then there's more threads of the plot, and then you have to keep grasping for them. So I think it's doing a good job at reeling us in. And I do like the characters, and I want to see where they go.
It is nice to play a JRPG where it's character-driven. The fan service is just window dressing. And, I mean, honestly, I still love the fact that Lent is just freaking running around
with a midriff shirt.
Yeah, I mean, he might as well just not have that shirt on, let's be honest.
Just have the vest?
Yeah. Yeah, they'd hide the nipples. That's all that's really necessary here. But, like, I don't hate any of the characters yet. Even Boss, as shitty as he is, his motivations make sense.
Yeah, you feel kind of bad for him. There's been hints of him showing remorse and
I just wish the moment she had gotten into alchemy, he had, like, started trying to go off and do heroics or something.
So that was more obvious or overt?
Well, yeah, because he feels like the kind of person... We've run into people like this, where they get really, really, like, petty and angry because you're doing better than them, but they don't actually, like, really do much apart from sit around being angry about it. Like, I've lost a couple of friends, YouTubing specifically, because I hit, like, a growth spurt and they get kind of mad about it. Or I had one friend that was really mad that I was drawing, because they thought that art was their thing, and then they realized that, like, nope, I did very similar content to them, and they were pissed, because not only did I do similar content to them, but I was also drawing better than them, and I was like, that's my thing, and then they just stopped talking to me for years.
At least Boss is motivated to be better. But at the same time, it's still not a good goal. You don't want to be better than someone, you just want to better yourself.
He still did try and drag them down, though. A lot.
Yep, a lot.
From bullying Tao and so on and so forth.
No, that's why I'm saying that he's trying to be better, but then also drag them down.
Yeah, and see, I would have actually found it almost more compelling if he was screwing up while trying to better himself more than anything else, but oh well.
Yep. In any case.
Oh, sorry.
You need to read that.
What a fool. Doesn't he know the sunken mine is one big dead end?
They'll turn back sooner or later. We should just wait here for them.
I'm sure... I'll be sure to ask them about their great adventure when they get back.
Maybe it was easier for them, but who knows what else might be down here. Watch this be the entrance to the gate or something. All sound so happy.
We're not.
We're not.
Don't relax just yet. Remember, monsters are known to appear around here.
Oh, that's true. The two of them alone might not. Something's coming this way. Ears! I hear something. Footsteps?
Ah! Ah!
Lumbar, what's got him so freaked out?
And why is he alone? Where's Boss? Help! Boss! He's... What? What happened to him? We were chasing after this monster in the ruins, but then another one showed up. We got separated. Ruins? There aren't any ruins around here.
Never mind that right now. What kind of monster was it?
I've never seen anything like it before. Some kind of beast or insect, creepy red glow. That's a Felucia. What's it doing here? Damn.
Lent, wait. Don't rush in carelessly. We need to stay calm.
Gah. Damn it. Can you make it back to the village by yourself? Tell Agatha it's dangerous and to stay where she is. Huh? Answer me. Yes. Yes, I can. Good. Now get out of here.
What did he mean by ruins?
We'll find out once we get in there. There's nothing here there was nothing here when we searched it before. Not much is certain. We need to hurry. What kind of mother would name their kid Lumbar? I mean, probably it's part of the same, like, mothering group that, with the woman that named her son Boss.
So, I mean, maybe they were woodcutters or something? So, lumbar rather than lumber?
I thought it was more of a back support reference.
I mean, it's also possible that they wanted to make up names and it just happened to sound like an English word, but nothing that ever would have been close to a word in Japanese.
Maybe she just had back pain. She was probably indicating that she'd pulled a muscle in her lumbar region when she had the kid, and they misinterpreted it and named the child as such. What the heck? Wasn't this area flooded last time we were here?
I can't imagine the water level dropped this much just because of a change in tide. Oh, maybe something opened up.
Whatever the reason, we messed up. We assumed the Felucia hated water, and now we're paying for it.
The scout must have come through here.
Whatever, that means it has to be up ahead, right?
This area's new to us, so we have to be extra careful. Claudia, watch our backs, okay?
But naming your kid after wood? Well, it's lumbar, not lumber.
Mm-hmm.
Slight difference.
We should be careful as we proceed. Bugs are quite nutritious. If you get hungry out in the wild, feel free to chow down.
Is she just gonna have food tips for us this entire time?
She was talking about mushrooms before.
I ate that monster earlier. It was tasty. So I might switch Claudia out specifically for Lila.
Mm-hmm.
Just go all frontliner. Who needs support? Lila does. Badly. I am kind of shocked at just how, like, easy this game has become.
Because you upgraded everything?
Yeah, kind of. I really do appreciate this, though. Like, we often will kind of grump about gear systems in games. And I think this is probably one of the better gear systems where it's entirely up to me.
Well, yeah, you craft it. You don't have to worry about just random loot dropping.
Mm-hmm. And so, like, I like me some Borderlands, but I would enjoy it so much more if I had this level of fine control over, like, how my gun turned out. Because you can guarantee I'd play around a lot more if I actually could, like, change stats around and, like, chuck various materials in and so on and so forth. Let's see, you should improve Lila's weapon. Oh, heck, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I haven't swapped out Lila yet, because her weapon is the dumps.
People are thinking of...
Blazing
the
Maiden.
Blazing Maiden. That's interesting. People are thinking of profession names. Well, let's see. There's Miller, Smith, Potter,
Cooper.
Isn't that specifically someone who works with shoes?
Barrels.
Barrels. Oh, cobbler would be
Yep.
shoe. So you don't really hear much of cobbler, but Cooper. Yes. You probably have Shepherd.
Mm-hmm.
That's a last name. There are people with just Farmer as a last name. It's a little bit rarer, though. What?
Sorry. I had a classmate.
We mentioned Smith, didn't we?
I had a classmate in elementary school whose last name was Gross.
Gross?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also another classmate whose last name was Butt.
Oh, no.
And for whatever reason, her parents... No, I probably shouldn't say... No, I don't know. I didn't even know if people could, like, track down names like this. It's unique enough that you might not be able to. But let's just say her first name went with the last name way too well. I don't know what the parents were thinking. They had a lovely house, though. Like, the older sister... I do not remember the older sister's name. But the older sister had a little mini loft in her room, and I thought that was the coolest shit ever. Because it was like her private little reading nook, and I always wanted to hang out there.
But were they the Butts?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the Butt family. The Gross family did not have a cool house. I only ever went there once, and never again because the grandfather... because it was...
Oh, yeah, people were bringing up Mason.
Yep, Mason. That's a good one. But no, for whatever reason, I don't think there were any women in the Gross family. It was all just men. Which, you know, obviously, probably kind of unfortunate.
I think I've heard of Carver as last name.
Yeah, definitely heard Carver.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of other profession names.
But just to finish the thing about the Gross family.
Oh, okay.
The grandfather swore nonstop. And my parents... I went over there once, and my parents were like, oh, no, we're never sending you back. And then he switched schools. Which might have had something to do with the bullying, which never stopped. But it might not have had anything to do with the bullying. I'm not really sure. Which is a bit of a shame, because he was actually one of my best friends when I was in 2nd grade. And then I was stuck with a bunch of racist jerks, which did not... Yeah, it was less fun.
Oh, Butler. Yeah, I remember a classmate had the last name of Butler.
Gerard Butler.
Yeah, and there's Gerard Butler. That makes me wonder. For some reason, Leonardo DiCaprio came to mind. But I was thinking to myself, D means of. Caprio almost reminds me of Capricorn, which would be goat. Would it not?
Maybe.
Ah.
I haven't seen him in a movie in a while.
I think he's been playing more villains as of late.
Oh, Cave Coral.
Cave Coral.
We needed this for stuff.
Most plants are actually edible. Even the poisonous ones can be dealt with in different ways. Wait, but she said that with mushrooms too.
She will eat everything. What the hell?
That is a monster that we have not encountered before.
Nope. It's a Dark Scout.
It's a crystal hound?
And it is now dead. Presumably a Felucia. Maybe?
Yeah, if it had crystals growing out of it. But except, there are also those crystal golems.
True. I'm not sure. Terry Pratchett had a lot of good characters. Terry Pratchett was an amazing author. It is a shame what happened to him. Terry Pratchett?
Oh, did he have Alzheimer's or something?
Yeah, he was starting to get either Alzheimer's or dementia.
Yeah.
And he was quite aware of his like worsening condition. And
it must be terrible for someone to work with storytelling and words and such to slowly lose that. I mean, quite frankly, to lose any part of your memory or cognitive ability is frightening.
But he had applied for and fought for euthanasia, I guess. And I think did actually have like a medically assisted suicide, which is very dark and very tragic considering just how many people specifically revere him as like one of the best authors, period.
But it's what he wanted.
Yeah. No, I can't fault him for what he chose. I can be sad about it, but I can't fault him for it. Why are these things so weak?
Because they're just scouts, right?
I guess. I just feel like we're going to find out that the Felucia are just garbage.
Now, it was interesting when Empel and Lila were talking about how they've done this several times before. How many portals on how many worlds or parts of this world have they been to and been reviled by the local populace? Or how many lifetimes or how many generations have they done this exact same thing?
Unsure.
Even if you think you're safe, you always have to stay alert. I thought she was going to say something even more cryptic and vile.
Nope.
Wait, you're going to go back? We never found Boss.
Fine.
Hey, Empel. I probably should have asked this before, but what exactly are these ancient artifacts?
I suppose now's a good time to give you the short version. As the name would suggest, they're powerful objects that were created many generations ago. The power reactor we got from Meteor Castle and that item of yours are both ancient artifacts, right? Indeed, the artifacts were made with lost technology. We don't know how they were made or how they work. Such artifacts are so rare that you could dedicate your entire life to exploring ruins and never find one. Wow, so we've been pretty lucky then, huh?
But the ancient artifacts are made using some kind of alchemy, right? So, if I keep on synthesizing, I might be able to make one someday.
Well, if you were to make one now, it wouldn't exactly qualify as ancient.
Oh, I guess that's true. Then what would it be? A modern artifact?
Whatever you call it, it's not as easy as you seem to think. You're nowhere near such an advanced level.
Oh well. That's too bad.
Oh well. Why do you always give up so easily?
Huh? But you just said.
I said you're nowhere near it, not that it's impossible. I'm still striving towards that goal. How about you?
Yeah. I'm gonna keep striving for it too.
Okay, synthesis. We're going to make a very quick Sculler Coat. And Iron Claws. Recipe.
Ah, so now you're making Lila's weapons?
Yeah, might as well. I'm just getting tired of the same little flute music every single time.
Ah, I see.
Because every time we fight, I hear it, and it's not bad. But like, it could be a little bit better.
Yawning.
Yeah, we'll find boss, and then we can stop.
Definitely. I want to see what's happened to him. Wouldn't it be cool if we got to see the other dimension?
I'd
Maybe
appreciate
he'd
that.
been abducted by the crystal creatures. Or turned into one of their evil emissaries. He has some kind of crystal seed that's growing out of his body.
That got dark.
Well, I mean, it's happened before. We just need a villain. Because, so, Boss and his father, and even Claudia's father were just minor inconveniences. And you couldn't really hate them, per se. Claudia's father was just overprotective, and Moritz is trying to retain control of the town. He is probably the more detestable of them. Boss was just trying to further his father's goals, but then also make himself seem better. Lombard doesn't really have much for redeeming qualities.
No.
But he's not really a good villain. And while all these monsters are interesting enemy units, they don't have a motivation or a mind, as far as we know, or a consciousness that actively wants to seek out. And I mean, if it's just a let's invade the other world and conquer it somehow, but it's just mindless beasts, then sure, they're good cannon fodder and whatnot, but they're not really something to overcome mentally. They're not something that you can preach to either. It's just you slay them or you die trying. There's no reasoning with them.
Here we go. I do really appreciate when I enter a new zone, I suddenly just learn a lot of new recipes. This is something that I feel like a lot of sandbox games. I know. Oh, you're just touching my heel.
I'm just touching your callus.
Actually, kind of quickly.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't appreciate. My callus does not appreciate. It is firm, but it is sensitive.
A sensitive and firm callus.
Yes.
Wanderer's callus looks like it's going to be one of those things that in his 40s will start cracking.
Maybe? I'll have to see about, whether or not I need to worry about it. The one thing is...
Because what happens is it gets really thick, but then if it dries out too much, and there's so many layers of it, then it cracks apart, and it can get deep enough that it bleeds. I know, because I've had to sand my mom's heels sometimes.
Gross.
You've never had to help your parents?
No.
With something?
Nope. I don't think my parents would ask, generally. Not unless it was really bad. But also, that's absolutely the kind of thing your mother could have probably...
Well, yeah, she can use lotion. I just remember we had those funny sandpaper. Oh, they're not sandpaper in a way, but no, I suppose it's some kind of grit.
Okay, so we should be able to... There's the recipe up here. So we just got the ability to make Krieger Talons.
Ooh.
Which is... sorry, which is Lila's specific weapon. And then apparently we can actually...
A cheese grater. It doesn't have holes like that. That'd be terrible. No, it's definitely more like a sandpaper. People are asking about the virgin snow. That's the name of the flute that Claudia wields.
Which is one heck of a name. Let's be
Well,
honest
what
here.
it's supposed to mean is a virgin snow, and this is real. A virgin snow is a snow that has not been stepped into. It is pristine, it has just fallen on the ground, and it is beautiful. I always felt bad when I had to walk across the snow and it looked like that. Especially out on moonlit nights, where everything would glimmer. Silvery, beneath a star-studded sky.
I gotta make more things, but that's okay. I don't want expensive. Good quality. Ah, dang.
Now, the interesting thing is, I always wondered what the difference was between olive oil and extra virgin olive oil. And it turned out
It's just the amount of...
times it's been pressed.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
That
No, that's entirely true.
it
I was gonna make a joke about the variety of women that they use
wonder.
in production.
But yeah, so I suppose the best oil is on the first squeeze. Or something along those lines.
Guess that makes sense. I'm sure there's probably mild justification for the differences, but like, eh. What's up?
Just the quote, the best oil's on the first squeeze.
It's certainly weird. I'm absolutely gonna have to just go bananas producing some of my basic. Ooh, that's one gnarly nardy ring. Okay, so this should be more than good enough for Lila at this point.
Okay.
Let's give her the Hail Crunch.
Why does she look so shy in that preview image?
I do not know. Maybe it's the classic, has not been around Yeah, she does really... She looks way too, like, vulnerable in that illustration.
Mm-hmm.
Like, way too vulnerable.
Yeah, she's always been the cool, calm, and collected one. That I always assumed would be able to just stab through an army if she needed to. People are joking she needs the arm for support. Yeah. Or is it just to push it up to accentuate it in the image? I don't know.
Probably that.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like those images where you have the character with their hands on their knees and their shoulders slightly forward so that it squishes them together. Okay, so are you done yet?
Just about.
Can we go save Boss or see what's become of him?
Boss can wait. Oh boy.
What fate has
This got
befallen the
expensive.
errant youth?
Okay, that should be beefy enough. Using this extra beefy Saltium. Not quite as good as I was hoping for, but that's okay. Let's see.
Now that's interesting. People are saying he's probably Monster Chow by now. Ah, funny that rhymed.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Chow. Is Chow just short for chowder? What else could it be in relation to food? Because I can't think of another food-related word that starts with CH.
Don't know. One way or another, like, oh, damn it.
What's wrong?
I didn't actually add her to the party. Well,
Oh,
Ah, Ryza. I believe that's an ancient gold coin.
really?
I just thought it looked pretty. What is it exactly? It's a valuable coin that people use a lot in the past. My father collects them, and he told me about them.
Wow, I had no idea.
He's fond of trading people for them. You should show it to him when you get the chance.
I think I might have a lot of those. Oh. Oh, you've got a gold coin, eh? It's true, I do have a decent collection of those. Give me. They show up often on my travels. The moment I laid eyes on my first one, I knew I had to have it. Give me yours. Would you be willing to part with yours? Not for free, of course. I always insist on a fair trade. Gimme.
Sure, just make me an offer. Oh, you'll obtain gold coins from time to time.
So he apparently has good ones. Well, while we're here, should have a bunch.
Oh, you have 62 of them.
Yep.
Battle-tested gear? Question mark? It just looks like a detective's coat. Flower of the sun. Wait, a number of different famous who? Can you go down to the code again? Oh, adventurers. I see.
Yeah.
It looks way too modern. You're just buying everything?
Yep, might as well. Well.
Oh.
I don't know if he restocks or if that's just it.
That's all for now.
I'm assuming he just restocks. And now we go back. Okay, there we go. So formation. How do I remove a party member? There we go. Okay, so now we've got high attacker, defender. Oh, I see. Okay, so there's usually a notification about that. Good to know. Well, one way or another, let's see.
Let's find boss.
Alright, we'll save game. Then bed! I mean boss. Then we can go save boss. Then food. I'm starving. I'm just gonna go straight forward. I'll gather materials off stream.
Ooh. Full brazier. The Maiden's Mirror. Ooh.
Actually belonged to a dude. Leave me alone, doggo creature.
Where we are? Where are we going now? Oh, looks like we're outside again.
I had no idea the mines went this deep. Yeah.
Are those Clint Kingdom ruins?
Holy cow, what is this thing?
Oh, this is that thing that looks like it's floating above the water.
It may lead to a hidden cove close to the island. How did we never discover these ruins till now?
Maybe the lake's tides naturally push away any boats that would have gotten close.
Perhaps. Either way, I'm mortified that we were just finding it now.
Finding what?
What we've been looking for. I suggested it was here when it became clear the boy had seen a Felucia.
You mean the gate is in those ruins?
Without a doubt, a gate leading to the underworld. I thought we'd find it further north in the Devil's Field. Damn it, boss! How could you be so careless? Stumbling in here without a second thought.
The Felucia could be hiding anywhere. Be careful moving forward.
This is pretty music.
It is. Now I must get my murder on these things.
Yeah, the flute music has disappeared entirely.
Yep.
Oh,
Well,
never mind.
there's that flute music. Yeah, it was just the more trilly music in the background that was getting to me.
Bitterroot.
Yeah, we found plenty of those though.
Oh, there's more of those dogs by the beach.
Yep, makes sense. I was hoping some of these would be gold, but look like it.
That silver pony's massive now, but it's no avail.
Yeah, they buff themselves up and get ready to kill, but it don't matter. Eat spears. I have, like, because I am overgeared and overpowered and whatnot. By the way, gold coins are dropping in mass now. Because I've become overgeared, overpowered, or whatever, half the mechanics that were introduced over the course of this game
Don't matter anymore.
Yeah, no use for them. I feel a bit bad because it's just like, man, there's some neat stuff here, but ain't using it.
So we have a lot of suits of armor running around. But what else? The dogs. This
Holy
is
crap,
actually
this
extensive.
area is huge. Oh, starvation dictates that we save boss, then return for looting later.
Oh,
Didn't
didn't
work.
actually smack it. Dark Scout, A and B.
They really do look like alchemical constructs
Mm-hmm.
more than anything else. At first, I thought it was going to be kind of like a weird rock bug nest kind of situation.
Yeah, but they're crystal beasts.
Yeah, so I guess it could be like sentient crystal-y things. Different variety. Spine rat.
Silicate life forms from another world.
Could be.
I think people often use it as an alternative to carbon because it's in the same level of the periodic table, but it doesn't. I don't think it's capable of creating as many bonds as carbon.
What, silicon?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just know, like, a lot of our computer chips and stuff are based on silicon, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
I sounded like Shadow the Hedgehog? When? When I was doing the silicate life forms.
Grand Tusk. That was tough as the boss.
I did watch a bit of Sonic X when I was a kid. Admittedly, the key to putting on a Shadow the Hedgehog voice is just to be dark and brooding and not quite as gravelly as Batman, but along the same vein.
That's supposed to be... No, Cellier. I thought it was like a weird misspelling of...
Cellier?
Sailor.
Sailor. Jewels. I don't find them particularly interesting.
She just wants to eat things. She's just disappointed because the clams are not...
Jewels are not
meaty.
edible. Pearls are not edible.
This is really calming guitar music, though.
It is. I really like acoustic guitar music. I'd like to find some more to listen to at some point.
Ugh, this stinks.
She can't eat bark.
She doesn't like palm bark.
That's good enough. Let's go ahead
Pearls are edible? Oh, but that's because you're using a heavy acid for vinegar or wine. Because realistically, pearls are just a lot of calcium and particulates like sand and such. Calcification.
Oh, that's useful.
What was interesting?
Oh, I was gonna comment, Lila attacks more often than,
She is a dual wielder, so that
Yeah.
makes sense.
so she's really good for AP farming. I didn't really think about that. But fish. No fish on
No,
the side.
not on that side.
Oh.
Big shark.
Biggest shark.
Wait, is
It
it
gets-
called the Silent Bell? Or is this the area
no, it's
called
another Grand Tusk.
Grand Tusk? Okay. But
This
this
area is
area is
called
called
the
the Silent
Silent
Bell. be the silent bell because it hasn't rung in an awfully long time, or who knows? Because it looks like it has all the functioning parts. If there was a stiff wind, it might ring, but nah, there are too many vines growing around it. Probably hold it in place.
These poor swole sharks. Jeez.
Oh, you definitely have to get the special staff here or something.
Maybe.
I mean, how else are you supposed to get out across that? Unless you take one of these side paths. Oh. That thing looks kind of weird.
This is the Tree of Creation.
Tree of Creation?
It's one of the rarest known ancient artifacts. I'd never imagined I'd see one with my own eyes.
What's it do?
Simply put, it's a gathering synthesizer. Place a material into the container and it'll act as a catalyst to create a new world within it. You can enter the container and explore a totally new, completely self-contained world.
What? None of that makes any sense to me.
In short, you can become the creator of an entire world, only within the container, of course.
Become a creator? Wow! I never could have imagined something so incredible. Let's take it back with us.
But why would the people of Clink Kingdom make something like... Oh, sorry, it's Ryza.
But why would the people of the Clink Kingdom make something like this?
I don't know for sure. Perhaps they were attempting to create a new land for their world.
If they had that kind of power, then why didn't they?
Because they were cut short.
Now, for people that are experts in the Ryza or the Atelier series, do these mechanics generally carry over into the in-series sequels, or no, not really? Because it would be kind of neat to start like the next one with all of this stuff and then just keep adding to that. Or is it kind of a refresher every single time?
Yeah. I mean, maybe in the second or third games you could say, skip tutorial, just
I
start
just
making.
remember being so happy with Golden Sun that you could just like straight up port your stats over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the fishing is down there.
Ooh, crystal.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you can't interact with the crystal?
Nope.
Also, why is... Oh, fish. Getting an awful lot of spikies.
Lots of spikes.
AKA pufferfish.
You know, completely unrelated, a lot of JRPGs are finally starting to get ported to the PC.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, this one's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Whoa. Are you gonna have to go through a gauntlet of it?
I'm gonna fight one of them. Same here, I haven't played the other one. So, this is actually the first entry for a lot of people. That's kind of neat. I mean, really putting it on a platform that a lot of people have access to makes a huge difference.
Ew.
Let's see, pearls are not formed around grains of sand, but nasty parasites. Huh.
When they drill holes into them, or they ooze out. Ah.
Let's see, wonder you should play Neptunia someday. I was really hoping that Super Neptunia RPG would be good, so I could play that. It wasn't, and I'm very disappointed. Because they straight up, like, offered to send it to me, and I'm like, yeah, that'd be great.
The Kumine poison. Don't even think about eating that.
Is that what she said?
Yeah. So she really is motivated by food.
Whew, wood is so heavy.
Underworld Rotwood. Resentful Scream. Seems like
Right,
there's...
that looks like a mandrake, almost.
I mean, that's probably it.
The resentful scream.
Because, yeah, I will admit, I wasn't a big fan of the idea of Neptunia normally, but the Neptunia RPG looked like it had such a lovely art style to it. So I was like, hey!
But it also looked awfully harem-y.
Well, no, it's just all women.
Or all fan servicey? Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea if any of the Hyperdimension Neptunia games have a male character in it at all.
Whoa, what is that?
Wrath, man!
He actually looks an awful lot like Scorponok
Yeah, kinda.
from Beast Wars. Definitely a scorpion.
And now dead. So that's where we get the beast venom pouches from.
And you see, these all look like pews. A golem core.
You know, I'm glad we have other characters as party members, but this does seem like the kind of series where having like customizable creatures that you create through alchemy would have fit really well.
I mean, haven't we discussed that? Having a game with alchemy where you create your own monster pets would have been fun.
Yeah. And the closest I've ever got to was like Dragon Quest, mostly. The Dragon Quest Monsters is super freaking good.
Ooh, purple. Has its own Stargate.
There's the gate to the underworld.
The temple was meant to serve as the seal, but it's collapsed, and the lake must have caused it to crumble. I don't see Boss anywhere. You think he's further up ahead?
I'm sure he must be. I see signs of him being pursued through this area. Do you think maybe he got chased right into the gate? Maybe he's in the underworld right now.
Probably. On the plus side, I don't see any bloodstains. He's quicker than I gave him credit for. Spent so much time sitting up on his high horse. How could anyone tell?
We're going in, right?
I'm about as terrified as I can get, so I may as well keep going.
It's far too late for you to tell me to go back.
Heh, look at you. You're probably braver than Tao is now. I hate to ruin the mood, but the underworld is swarming with Felucia. It's unbelievably dangerous.
Do not let your guard down. I have to focus on keeping Empel safe, so I won't be able to help you. Yeah, I know that. We can take care of ourselves. I promise.
Get ready, boss. We're gonna save you, and it's gonna be so cool you're gonna die from jealousy. If you told me a few months ago I'd be doing something like this, I'd never have believed you.
Same here. But I don't regret it 1 second. Well, I don't regret 1 second of it. Me either. Because we don't have time for regret. Whee!
Hey, wait. Oh, jeez. At least let me give you a few pointers before we go in.
Well, we better not let them head on in alone. Doop.
Ooh.
Hello.
Wait, there seems to be civilization on the other side.
Doesn't look like it's a particularly successful civilization.
So, this is the underworld.
This place is so weird, but I guess it makes sense, being the Felucia base of operations and all. It's not polite to speak ill of a person's hometown. A person's home?
I understand that you may see this place as nothing more than some weird foreign land. But this forest used to look very different. It was so beautiful, so heartwarming, and had a name to match.
Wait, Lila, is this your home?
I mean, I could tell she has bunny ears and claws and such.
That's right. This place used to have sparkling rivers, with bright light shining down. The Felucia lived far from here, and we lived in peace, neither group bothering the other. My people were born and raised here. We were called the Orin. We were honest and brave.
God damn it.
Did you write something and Orin was a name?
The main character's name. In like the latest draft thing that I've been writing, Orin is straight up just like the main character's name. I don't know how I do this.
Oh, it happens all the time where you're writing something and you think, I've made a unique name and it's wondrous. And then you find out that some other series has used it before.
Yeah.
But
wow. Just not that immediately. But then again, it can't be as bad as Bavaria. Which is just a real place that I apparently just had no idea. Anyway.
Oh, Bavarian food? We've been to plenty of Bavarian food lately.
Recently, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But not back when I was in no, that was when I was still living in my parents' basement. Anyway. Lila, I'm sorry,
It's okay. You said how you felt. For you, it was simply a statement of fact. Still, it makes me so sad.
We need to hurry, but I think we should tell them. Is that all right with you, Lila?
Of course. There's no need to hide it now.
Those who used to live here, the Orin, were chased by both the Felucia and the Clint Kingdom. Lila passed through the gate to come to our world. We met and began our journey to seal the gates.
You kind of skipped over a lot, but I think I understand. Wait, the Clint Kingdom? Then, when Empel said you passed through the gate, he meant your ancestors, right? No. That happened to me personally, because I am immortal.
That's what I'm guessing. She's probably ancient.
The older our race gets, the larger our chests become, and eventually it slows us down so much that we inevitably get killed by our predators.
Wonder, that's terrible!
I don't know.
At that point, they'd cut them off. I don't...
No. But then, Lila, how old are you? It's rude to ask a woman her age. Suffice to say, the Orin live much longer than we do. So is that all there is to it?
What about you, Empel? To me, you still look quite young, even by the standards of your world.
Huh? Are you serious?
It's rude to ask a man his age. Besides, we have no time for chit-chat. Let's keep moving.
You're not fooling anyone.
The problem is now we have a whole world.
Bad as the basket. I got 13 slots. And at least multiple spots here. Alright, bedtime. Boss.
Aww.
Boss can wait till tomorrow.
We'll explore the underworld another day.
Yeah. I am just... It's 2 in the morning. I am tired. And I'm very hungry. Oh, right. We've also got this thing.
Right, to make another world, huh? So, now that I've got this Gathering Synthesizer, what do I do?
I don't understand the exact process, but you simply choose a catalyst material and put it in the bottle. From there, it'll create a tiny world within the bottle based on what the material is, or what it can do.
So, if we use something really good...
Then you'll wind up with a good world, in theory. We won't know for sure unless we experiment with it.
Well then, why don't we try it out?
Gathering synthesis. Insert any material into Gathering Synthesizer to create a new gathering area within the bottle. The place in the bottle is a whole other world where you can gather materials and battle monsters. What you can gather will change based on the item you put in initially. Only one world can exist per bottle, so if you want to see another one, you'll have to erase the first one first. That's horrifying. You can obtain more bottles out in your own world, which will allow you to create more worlds. Each time you explore a bottle, its visit count will decrease. Eventually, you won't be able to explore it anymore. You can restore the visit count using gems. Also, the worlds you create can be given passcodes that you can share with other players. Create lots of rare worlds to share with players all across your world.
Huh, cute.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small world.
It's a bedtime.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna want to play around with that. Unfortunately, this is one of the few games that I can't really play off camera. Most of the time. Because the moment I do freaking anything, cutscenes happen. And that's annoying. Not the cutscenes, just the fact that, like, I can't defer them. It'd be nice if it was, like, view cutscene and say no, and just keep wandering around. But sadly, that's not how it works in this game. Anyway, good night.
Yep.